Urban Artificial Intelligence Strategic Thinking Media Platform. Joe Budden confronts TDE Punch about bots. This is an important conversation, in my opinion. I want y'all to get in the comments and let me know. This was the whole talk of the battle. We remember a botter, alleged botter, got on with DJ Academics during Kendrick versus Drake. He was speaking about how he allegedly sold Kendrick and PG Lang bots. We don't know if it was true. It was never confirmed. Uh, DJ Academics did tell us something about some people from PG Lang coming to him and basically saying that's not true. But the botter came onto DJ Academics' platform and said he sold bots. Ever since then, it's been all type of bot accusations. I remember telling y'all when Kendrick versus Drake first started. I remember telling y'all this is such a huge battle. It's going to be the biggest battle of all time. It's going to last. It's going to be around for several years. All right. We're going to talk about this for several years. It's going to be news coming from this for several years. We still see the bot allegations. Now, Joe Budden had a sit down on Patreon with Punch from TDE. And I will say he asked important questions. I'm not going to use the word tough. I'm hearing a lot of people say, oh, he asked tough questions. No, he didn't ask tough questions. That's not a tough question. Do you bot is not a tough question. Any executive obviously gonna say no, they don't bot. That wasn't a tough question. It was an interesting and an important question. Now, obviously, he denied it and said we don't bot. I want y'all to get in the comments and let me know, what do y'all think if you had a young artist, had a young executive? Let me know. Would y'all bot? Another important topic that they spoke about, payola. All right, that payola conversation started with a DM from a battle rapper and TDE affiliate Daylight claimed Joe Budden was on TDE's payroll. All right, I know y'all remember when that happened, when those DMs leaked. All right, allegedly, the motivation behind that was because Drake had DJ Academics in his corner. So were they trying to say that it was payola going on that side? Y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. If so, let me know what y'all think is going on. Is it payola or does DJ Academics just rock with Drake? All right. So allegedly, those DMs, Daylight. If you know who Daylight is, you know he say wild shit all the time. Allegedly, his DM said that Joe Budden was on the payroll at TDE. They both denied it. All right. And people thought that because of how close Joe stood to Drake during this battle. Excuse me, how close Joe stood to Kendrick during this battle. He wanted to eliminate Drake. He wanted to end Drake. In my opinion, that's not going to happen. It hasn't happened. I think that was the goal. People kind of switching up. They changing the narrative now, saying that was never the goal, but that definitely wasn't the energy during the heat of the battle. It was that these things are going to ruin Drake, and Drake is never going to be the same. It seems like everybody's talking about him. Even the people who don't like his music, who say they don't like him, they say he's a cancer, they still await Iceman. Now, like I said earlier, Joe Budden still aligns with Kendrick Lamar. Obviously, during the Kendrick and Drake beef, he leaned heavily toward Kendrick. And, you know, TDE Punch admitted that he don't clear up the rumors about Joe Budden payola. We noticed payola rumors with TDE Punch and Joe Budden. Punch said he does not clear up the rumors about payola. I think that's a specific reason why. I think it's strategic. The reason that he does that is to stay aligned with Joe Budden. What do y'all think about that? I want y'all to get in the comments and let me know. He wants to align himself with Joe Budden. So if they decide to work in the future, it won't seem out of place. It'll seem natural. He's already lining himself up to be an ally for Joe Budden. Are they getting their ammunition prepared for the release of Iceman? That's what I think. I think that's what's going on here. Everybody's getting their ducks in a row, ready for Iceman. It's going to be a big week for Joe. It's going to be a big week in hip hop. Even the people, again, who don't like Drake is going to react to this. Now, we seen Jay-Z speak on the technology in hip hop as well, as far as reactions and what happened with the beef. Now, Jay-Z basically said the battle culture was being ruined by the internet, by social media, by podcasts. He basically called out Drake and DJ Academics. If y'all don't think he was specifically talking about Drake and DJ Academics, I don't know what to tell you. He basically said they are ruining battle culture. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. My personal opinion is that I think, because this is a strategic thinking media platform, we got to, break this down. I think the internet and podcast culture makes Jay-Z very uncomfortable. Jay-Z is not used to fans and people outside of the loop having that much power. He's not used to people like DJ Academics, people like Charlemagne the God having power, having influence. And that's just how I feel about that, man. DJ Academics, Joe Budden, Gillian Wallow, Noriega, Rory Amal, guys like that who aren't necessarily rappers. Well, Noriega was, and Gilly was, but they weren't never really in the loop as artists. You look at Joe Budden, he was never really in the loop as artists, but as podcasters, they doing their thing and they're getting pulled in the industry as a whole just because their podcasts are so successful. Jay-Z is not used to seeing stuff like that. He's not used to guys outside of the booth being able to shift the culture, shift the narrative. But bots and technology has helped doing that. Now y'all know how I like to do. We go into Urban AI, the official Urban AI. Let me ask you, Urban AI, does every major label use bots?
Not necessarily every major label, but artificial boosting absolutely exists in the music industry at multiple levels. The important distinction is how it's being done, and whether it's organic marketing amplification or outright fake engagement fraud. Here's the reality of the landscape. What labels do spend heavily on major labels, like Universal Music Group, Sony Music Entertainment, and Warner Music Group, invest huge money into playlist placement, influencer campaigns, TikTok creator, seeding meme pages, reaction channels, YouTube ads, Instagram/Reels, boosts DSP homepage promotion, fan engagement teams, street teams/digital street teams that can look like bots because suddenly thousands of posts appear at once, comment sections flood, instantly clips, dominate timelines, reaction channels, all discuss the same song simultaneously. But a lot of that is coordinated marketing, not necessarily fake accounts. Where bots do come into play, there are different levels. Fake streams. This is the most common accusation. People use streaming farms, VPN device networks, automated replay systems, botted Spotify playlists. The goal, inflate first-week numbers, manipulate algorithmic recommendations, create everyone is listening. Psychology. Streaming platforms actively fight this because fake streams can get songs removed or filtered. Fake social engagement. Some campaigns use purchase comments, fake reposts, botted likes, fake Twitter/X trends, fake YouTube views. Especially with smaller artists trying to appear bigger than they are, you'll often notice repetitive comments, generic praise, low follower accounts, engagement that doesn't match real fan discussion. Algorithmic manipulation without bots. This is the gray area. A label may pay dozens of influencers to use a sound coordinate reaction videos, preload playlists, launch simultaneous promo hidden ad campaigns, technically real people, but engineered to create a perception of cultural inevitability. That's often more powerful than bots.
All right, man. Now, y'all heard what Urban AI had to say. I'm trying to make this software stronger and stronger every day. Urban AI says there's many ways to use bots and infiltrate numbers. But what I got from that was it's up to the marketing team. It's not necessarily the label itself, but the marketing team that they use is many different ways to use bots. Sometimes they buy comments. Sometimes they coordinate events with streamers. It's a whole lot of gray areas. Sometimes they purchase fake profiles, or sometimes they even go on mass follow for follow campaigns. So it's real people, but they're just randomly following artists, making some artists seem larger than they really are. It's all a smoke and mirrors game, man. I want y'all to get in the comments. So let me know what y'all think about this. Joe Budden calling out Punch TDE for bots. Was this a chess move? Iceman is on the way. Everybody's gearing up for it. It's about to be a big weekend, man. Urban Artificial Intelligence, strategic thinking media platform. I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. Peace.